Recording in progress.
I'm ready, sir. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. We are now going to deal with, after doing the detailed course, now we are in the revision classes. And in the revision classes, we will be taking up practical questions which have been compiled so that it helps you in revising your concepts. It helps you in giving you a hands-on experience of the paper, and also it will give you a quick brushing up of all the adjustments that you can expect in your paper. So today's topics for revision includes two topics: material cost, employee cost. Now see, generally students, for revision, what I prefer is, just for brushing up, first half an hour, we will take up simple questions, half an hour, 40 minutes, and then we'll go to slightly tricky, slightly heavy, slightly difficult questions, right? So that you are able to match it up. So yes, good morning, Tejaswin Marwa. Yes, you can go ahead with your doubt. We can always take the doubts. So we can start with the doubts first, as is our protocol. So if anybody has a doubt, you may please put it across. If possible, you can even unmute and put your doubt. So Tejaswin, okay. So Tejaswin is asking, sir, can you please explain inventory stock out? Okay, good question. Let me explain you what is inventory stock out. One second. So I will open my writing pad, which will help me give you a very good pictorial explanation of what we are discussing. Second, CMA. In fact, if you all have doubts, we can even first take up your doubts, because that is our first major purpose of revision class, to solve all the doubts. So I can even take up your doubts first, and then we can go to all the question bank. So the question asked is, sir, what is stock out? Okay. So it is basically demand exceeding your stock. So now see, this is your bin. Now I'm purposefully using those terms which are relevant to your exams also. If by chance some concept or term you are not able to recall, please ask me that also. But I want that with this revision and even handling the doubt, let me also give you the feel of all the theoretical concepts. So bin is the place where you store your goods. It may be a box, it may be a drawer, it may be a rack. So wherever goods are kept is bin. Now, this is your stock level. So whatever quantity is there in your bin is your stock level. And then we know we determine different types of stock levels so that we are able to take different decisions. Now, let us say this is your present stock level after your purchase. Now, we all know that every day there is some demand. Now, demand can be, if this is stock of raw material, the demand is for consumption in production. So if it is any of your input side stock, it will be always demanded by your production department for consuming in their production process. And if this is your finished good stock, it will be the demand for making your outward sales. So whenever there is a sales order, they will come to you. You are the stores in charge, and they will demand goods so that that can be sold. Now, what is stock out? So on daily basis, your goods are going out of your stores for one of these purposes, depending upon what is the nature of stock. Now, as these goods are going out, I'll use the word as they are getting consumed for the purpose. This stock level is coming down every day. Now, this stock level will refill whenever there is a purchase, that is, goods are received in the stock. But there can be a timing difference. What is timing difference? As per your EOQ, as per your reorder level, and as per your reorder period, you had given 18 days. 18 days is your reorder period. So you had given your supplier the timeline that after every 18 days, the supplier will be delivering you the stock, which may be equal to EOQ or whatever quantity you have fixed with the supplier. So your stock will get replenished only after 18 days. In between this 18 days, every day there is some consumption for your purpose. Now, you have determined this reorder period and all with proper calculations so that by the time this stock reaches the minimum point, you should get the fresh stock. So this is the general ideology. This is the general working of your stores. However, it may happen that in a particular period of this 18 days, your stock consumption is very fast. Why? Because there is demand, which you did not plan or which you did not expect. Now, because of this, this stock is getting depleted. And before your next stock could arrive, this stock is over. So you are in a condition of stock out. So stock out is your present stock is zero and still people are demanding. So firstly, this is what is stock out, that your demand is there, but you are not having the stock. Now, what is the impact of this, which is relevant for our calculations? So once now we have understood the concept, you'll understand the example. I understand which example you're talking about. So basically, if there is a stock out, the impact is your demand is not being satisfied. In other words, you are not able to deliver your final product or you are not able to deliver your raw material. If you are not able to deliver your raw material, it is affecting production and eventually it is affecting sales. If you're not able to deliver your finished goods, it is directly affecting sales. And when sales are affected, it is directly affecting your GP. However, in costing, instead of GP, what we refer is contribution margin, which you have studied in marginal costing. So this is what is your loss. Plus, so this is the direct loss that you are having. You are losing profit. Plus, the second impact of this is your customers are going back. So it affects the goodwill of the business because the customers may start carrying this impression. Like, for example, you go to any shop and the shopkeeper is unable to give you goods. Every time he's having the same answer, ki sorry, mal khatam ho gaya, sorry, stock nahi hai. So you stop going to that shop. So it also has immediate effect of losing the present sales and the profit margin. Second, it has a long-term impact of reduction in goodwill, reduction in sales. So this is what is stock out. I hope that your query is now completely resolved and the question in relation to which this query is asked is now clear to you. Tejaswin. Yes. Now Ishant is asking, sir, please send a timetable of each day which chapter will be revised. Better that will be given to you. That somebody from the technical team will do it. Excellent. Yes. Good morning, Kirupa. Okay. Anurag Maharana is asking, sir, how to calculate safety stock? Okay. Now, again, Anurag, I believe your question is with respect to the safety stock that we calculate in the calculation of reorder level. Now, firstly, what is reorder level? In this same example, I want to ensure that my stock should never be out. It means I should never be out of stock. For this, what we do is, as I just explained, because of continuous outflow, your stock will be definitely getting depleted and one day it will become zero. And if by that time fresh stock has not come, you will be out of stock and you'll be losing profit, etc. To avoid this, we have the concept of stock levels. And in stock level, one very important stock level that is always used by business is what is the reorder level. So the reorder level is one of the most important stock levels that a business will use, and that is somewhere here, let us say diagrammatically. Now, this is that stock level. It is the stock level where once your stock is getting depleted, coming down, the moment your stock reaches this, that is the moment you have this much stock, you will immediately call up your supplier and say, ki, boss, send the next stock. Now, this quantity which is there in your stock, when you will give the next order, is called as reorder level. So, reorder level is the quantity of stock when next order is placed. This is reorder level. Now, how to find out reorder level? How to find out how much quantity I should have in stock when I place the order? For this, the formula is, I will try to find out how much would be my consumption during lead time plus some safety stock. So, Beta, my first question is, when you have asked this question of safety stock, Anurag, is this question in relation to this formula? Or you are asking with respect to any particular question or any particular other case? Because this is the main or the regular case where we find out safety stock. Please first confirm this before I can proceed with the explanation. Anurag. But I am waiting for your reply, Anurag. Is this the safety cost question? Yes, sir, regarding to the formula. So this formula only, na? So for this formula, you want to know what is the safety stock formula, correct? In this case, right? Say yes if it is correct. Now, so in order to find out the reorder level, I need to determine two things. How much would be my consumption during leg time? And if required, which is not compulsory, this is optional, I can keep some extra quantity in stock, which is called as safety stock. Now, what is consumption during lead time? So lead time is the time gap between today I put a call to my supplier, in how much time the material will reach my factory or my godown. This time gap, that is from the date of placing order today, I call up, I put a mail and place order, and the date of receiving the material, this gap is called as lead time. Now, this lead time may be 2 days, 4 days, 6 days. Here we always consider the average lead time. So let us say average lead time given is 3 days. Now, 3 days multiplied by, I want to find out how much quantity gets consumed every day. So I will find out my average consumption per day, because the lead time, average lead time given in the sum is 3 days. So the formula is average consumption per day into average lead time. Now, average word can be substituted by normal. So instead of saying average, you can also say normal. So let us say my average consumption per day is 120 kgs of raw material and the average lead time is 3 days. So the logic is that since I'll require 3 days on an average to receive the material, let me keep a stock which will last for 3 days, so that the moment I place order, I will have stock of 3 days. And by the time these 3 days passes and every day my stock is getting consumed, by the time this stock gets over, I will receive another lot. However, this is very risky because you are being very cut to cut. Let us say, as in our above example of stock out, suddenly there is more demand for material and instead of 120, you are now consuming every day 150. Or let us say because of rain or some other reason, this 3 days has become 4 days. So the delivery is coming one day late. So you may get in the condition of stock out. To avoid that, we keep some extra stock also. So instead of placing order exactly at 360 stock, I will keep some extra stock, which is called as safety. Now, in your questions, either the safety quantity is directly given. Let us say they will say maintain safety of 200 units. Then no calculation required. Or they will say, listen to my words, maintain safety stock of 1 day, or safety stock is equal to 2 days consumption. So the language is safety stock is 2 days consumption. Means what? They want you to keep, sorry, a safety stock which will last for 2 more days. So how do we find out this? Again, we take the average, which is 120 kgs. So again, the formula is average consumption per day into safety period, whatever they want. In this example, it is 2 days. So Anurag, beta, this is how we find out safety stock in this formula. Perfect. Good. Anybody else? Any other query, students? No? So we are good to go now. Now, since we have already started with material, so let me take you to first some basic questions from material, and then I will take you to basic questions of labor, and then to advanced questions of material and labor. Also, very important, we will try to switch questions. So I have made compilation. In fact, this sheet you would be having. If not, I'll share it again. Not a problem. I will not go in any sequence. We will go randomly. Why? Because now when you're preparing for exams, you have to also prepare for cross-functional solving or cross-topic solving. So what is cross-functional or cross-topic solving? It simply means that one question you're solving of budget, second question maybe you're solving of material, third question maybe you are solving of cost sheet, fourth question you are solving of process, and so on. So once you are through with the basic revision, once you have revised the basic formula, so this is how your approach should be. You revise the basic formula first of every topic, and then in your second round of revision, when you are taking up, now don't go completely chapter wise, go in the exam format, where in exam questions are coming from any chapter. So you should be having that practice to your mindset where you will be able to switch from question to question and chapter to chapter. But first, let me take you to some basic revision questions. So in material, as you all know, Acha, I hope everybody is carrying calculators so that it will be easy for us to make this computation fast. So as we all know, in material, the first and the most prominent practical which you get in your exams is of EOQ. Now in EOQ, the questions can range from only calculating EOQ, second, comparing EOQ with the other stock levels to find out which one is better, third, wherever discount is there. So we'll try to solve all types of questions so that it is revised thoroughly. So I take up 45th question first. My next question would be 47th. My next question would be 48th. So y'all can just take a screenshot of this so that even if I'm switching between questions for you, it will be there in your screen, and later on this entire sheet will be shared. So just take a screenshot of this and please be ready with your calculators. I want answers fast so that we can proceed with maximum number of question solving. So starting with very basic questions. So question says, now these are all important. Important means these are all questions which will cover all the important adjustments. So try to be attentive. I will not go, I cannot take more than one question for one type of adjustment. So try to be focused for the entire session so that you are through with all the topic revisions, all the adjustment revisions. Fine. So calculate the EOQ from the following information. Also state the number of orders to be placed. So these are the common questions that are asked in your exams also. These are the common requirements of your exams also. So now for calculating EOQ, I'm sure you all recall the formula. EOQ is equal to under root 2 into annual requirement into cost per order, which is called as O, upon carrying cost, which is per unit per annum. Tejas has put Tejaswin has already given the answer. Great. Please, in the meantime, others also start calculating, but I'm going a bit with the formula so that for those who do not recall, the formula is also revised. So whenever you are solving, most important question properly. Please don't jump with calculations because there is a possibility that in the haste of completing your paper fast, you may miss on the important points. Now, what is this important point in this? AR, that is annual requirement, should be of materials only. As we proceed, you'll find that in some questions, the annual requirement is given, or maybe monthly demand is given, and we are very good at math. So monthly into 12 will become annual, or if daily is given into 365 will become 12, or weekly if it is given multiplied by 52 weeks will become annual. But the point is whether it is of material, because this computation of EOP is for material, not of final product. Many times the demand that would be given in the question, maybe monthly, quarterly, whatever, is of product. So be attentive. Firstly, see whether it is annual or monthly or quarterly or weekly so that you can make it annual. Two, whether it is of material or final product. If it is of final product, you have to convert it into material by using the input output ratio, which would be given. So consumption of materials. So they have already given material demand, already given per annum. So no calculation required, 40,000. Then cost of placing an order is 50. Now again, the second flagging point is C. What required in C is carrying cost per unit of material per annum. Now generally carrying cost would be given as a percentage. Now, since it is given as a percentage, what we want is carrying cost per unit per annum. Acha. Don't get misguided by this. On average inventory, they may say 8% on average inventory, or they may simply say 8% is carrying cost. It is to be taken as of average inventory only. So nothing doing for this. Don't get confused with this language on average inventory, what to do. It will be same only. Now, if it is given as percentage in this formula, you cannot take it as percentage, you require per unit. So how do you find out carrying cost per unit? You multiply this percentage by the price of material which is given. So this is your material purchase price. So you multiply 8 by 8%. So you get 64, correct? So it will be 0.64 per unit per annum. Now, putting this in this, so 2 into 40,000, which is AR, into cost of placing an order is 50 upon 0.64 and this under root. So I already have answers. Tejaswin says 2,500 kgs. Kirupa says 2,500. Ishant is saying I got 707. Okay, Ishant, please check. I've put the figures. 2,500 Tejaswin. Okay. Sunidhi, 2,500. Perfect, perfect. Excellent. Now, this 2,500, please don't only write 2,500, give the denomination. What is the denomination? Whether it is kgs, whether it is units, whether it is liters, whether it is pieces, be specific because 2,500 is a number. It makes no sense until unless you give the denomination. So it is kgs. So this is my EOQ. Now they have also asked what would be the number of orders that you will place. So if you are going to purchase EOQ quantity every time, what will be the number of orders? How do you find out number of orders? Number of orders is calculated by, boss, this is my annual requirement. This is what I want in the whole year, divided by this is what I'm going to buy in one order. So EOQ is giving you the quantity that you will buy in every order. So this is what I need to buy throughout the year. This is my requirement, or this is my quantity which I have fixed to purchase in one order. So total requirement 40,000, one order 2,500. So I will get the answer of number of orders. Now again, please use a denomination. You are getting some value, but that value is not sufficient. You have to also mention the denomination, and the denomination is orders, right? So you will write 16, which is the answer, but you have to write orders. So please develop this habit of writing the denomination as well. Okay. Now I take you to 47th question. Now in 47, some other things are required. That is why I've taken this question. So we are going to one adjustment, additional adjustment in every question. So now this question says, Anil company buys its annual requirement of 3,000 units. See, these language points to be noted what it means. So your annual requirement of material which you have to purchase is 36,000. So this is exactly what we want. So AR is fixed. And now what it is saying, presently it is buying in two installments. It means it is placing the order only twice. So we know that their present order is, which is called as ROQ. See, ROQ is the reorder quantity. So every time what you buy is your ROQ. And out of this, the best quantity which you should buy, which will give you the minimum cost, is your EOQ. So we calculate EOQ by the formula. Other than EOQ, all other quantities are called as ROQ. So 36,000 is your AR, and you are buying only two times. So you are splitting this in two installments. So obviously, in every lot, you are buying 18,000. And here the denomination is units, not kgs. So I will write 18,000 units. Purchase price is 6. Cost of placing one order is 25. And inventory cost. Now see here the languages, they are saying 20% of unit value. Exactly, we need unit value only. So don't be misled by these terms, because many times when you are solving, suddenly you'll read something and you get confused. So here they said 8% on average inventory. Exactly, we want the cost of per unit, and per unit whenever you want, it is average only. And here they are saying 20% of unit value. Exactly, because we want it per unit. So whether they say average inventory, whether they say per unit value, don't get confused. It means the same. You have to simply multiply this by the price. Your price is rupees 6. So carrying cost will be 6 rupees multiplied by 20%. So it will be rupees 1.2 per unit. Now, what they are asking, find the total annual cost of existing inventory policy. What is the existing inventory policy? Placing two orders, buying in two installments. This is the existing policy. And then it is asking how much money can be saved by using EOQ. Now for this, your presentation should be like this. What is the question number? It is 47. So first you should find out EOQ by the formula. I'm not repeating. So it is 2 multiplied by 36,000 multiplied by ordering cost is 25 upon 1.2. This will give me EOQ. Now, what they want is they want a comparison between the cost of present inventory policy and the cost that you will have after having EOQ. Now, how do you find out total inventory cost? So for this, calculation of total material cost, or you can say inventory cost, whatever you find suitable or whatever is given in the question. First column is your order size. Second is your annual purchase cost. Third is your annual ordering cost. Fourth is your annual carrying cost. And then it is your total material or inventory cost, whatever is asked in the question. Now, first they are saying for present inventory policy. What is the present inventory policy? In present inventory policy, your order size is 18,000. Now we find out the cost associated with this, and adding up these three costs, it will give you total material. Now, how do you find out your annual purchase cost? Annual purchase cost is your AR multiplied by purchase price. Correct? That is annual purchase cost. How do you find out annual ordering cost? It is AR upon your order size into O. O is your cost per order. And how do you find out annual carrying cost? It is your order size upon 2 into C. So these are your for calculations. Now, firstly, for present inventory policy, which is of 18,000 units. Now, this is 36,000 into 6. Acha. Also, they wanted for EOQ. I'm showing the same here. For EOQ, how much EOQ you are getting? Let me go to your chat. You all would have definitely put the answers. Samriddhi has not put. Okay, Tejaswin is saying EOQ is 1225, which is approx because actual or exact EOQ is 1224.74. Is it correct? Is it 1225? Perfect. So two answers, two people have answered. Uh, okay, now many people have answered. So it is 1225 confirmed. Okay. So my EOQ over here is I'm writing in the bracket approx because exact is 1224 point something, right? Now, for these two levels, now here this remains same. Annual purchase cost is same. Now order size will change. So AR is 36,000. Your order size is 18,000 into cost per order. Oh, how much was our O? 25. Here order size, which is 18,000 upon 2 into carrying cost was 1.2. Here 36,000 upon order size is 1225 into 25. Order size is 1225 upon 2 into 1.2. So this will be my total material cost under both the options. Tell me the answer, students. Tejaswin has said 226,850. Okay. So the answer given by Tejaswin is 226,850. Okay. I'm putting down, others may confirm. And the second answer given again by Tejaswin is 217,470. 217,470. Perfect. So majorly everyone is getting the same answer. Great. Now what is the question saying? It is further asking how much money you will save if you start using EOQ instead of the present inventory policy. Now how do we find out the cost saved? So cost saved by employing EOQ is equal to total cost at EOQ, or let us say not at EOQ because this will be lesser. So total cost at present inventory policy, which is 18,000 units, and total cost at EOQ. When you take a difference of this, you get the cost that you will be saving by adopting EOQ, and which is coming to rupees 9380. So this cost is in rupees. So basically difference of these two figures is your amount saved, money saved, cost saved. It can also be called as increase in profit because what is cost saved is also increase in profit. So see, be clear with these parallel uh, questions that may be asked. They may ask you how much profit would be increased, how much cost would be saved, what would be the benefit to the company, or they may ask it negatively, what is the loss to the company by not following EOQ? For all these questions, answer is same. Fine, students? Great. Now, this question is simple, only it had one more additional question. So I thought I'll just cover this. So this will also get revised. So again, the annual demand for your item is 3,200 units. Please use your Calci fast to give me the answers. The price is rupees 6. Your carrying cost. Now see here for carrying cost, they have interestingly used another word. Inventory carrying cost. So it is what is we want. Carrying cost is inventory carrying cost only. It is 25%. So multiplied by 6, you'll get your carrying cost per unit. And then cost of one procurement. Again, see new word procurement. It is nothing but order placing is rupees 150. So with this, you get the first answer EOQ. Students, I want all the three answers, huh? Whoever are able to compute, because now two questions we covered in the first question itself. Third one is different, but still I want you all to recall, use your uh, retention power and see what was the answer for this. Okay, so the answers which I have, 800 is EOQ, number of orders is 4, and the days is 91.25. I'll first write down this, then we'll just quickly check. So this is 800 units. This is 4 orders. And I think the days given are 91.5 days. 91.25 days. Please use denominations. Don't simply write the value. Mention what that value is, whether it is cost, whether it is days, whether it is quantity. Super. So same answer by 3 students. Great. Others, please solve alongside because by simply looking at the screen will not help. We are here for revision. So it is expected that parallelly you solve. The more you are solving with us, the more you need not spend time again. Many people are thinking, okay, let me just go through the lecture, either sitting or maybe even lying down on your bed, or maybe doing your daily activity and you are just watching this session. This will not help. You are wasting your 2.5 hours. You should sit, use your exam materials like pen, calculators, and solve alongside. Tejaswin is having a very good question. In our previous question, we required annual purchase cost, we required annual carrying cost, we required annual uh, ordering cost, and the total of that is total material cost. He's asking, can we skip the first cost, that is annual purchase cost, because anyways it is going to remain same. See Tejaswin, I will say that you should not skip. Why? Because in that question, that also asks you to give the total inventory cost. Now, since they're asking you to give total inventory cost, you should not skip. Had they only asked the difference, that is the cost saved or extra cost incurred, you could have done that, right? Good. So others are also chipping in. That is very good sign. Students, please solve alongside because that is true revision. Watching the class is not revision. You are wasting your 2.5 hours. But the moment you start solving, it will actually add value. So 800 units we calculate by the above formula of EOQ. 4 orders is AR upon EOQ is your number of orders, correct? That is 36,000, which is your Sorry, 3,200, which is your annual requirement, upon 800 units, which is your EOQ. So 4 orders is the answer. Now, this is the new question. What is the time gap between 2 orders? Now, see, they have only said time. In any other question, they may say time gap. They may say time interval. So now you should know what could be the parallel ways of asking the same question. They may say time interval. They may say frequency of orders. So this is also called as. So these are the different terminologies that would be given in the question. Now, what do they ask or what do they want from you is you have to give the gap between first order and the second order, gap in terms of days, or the gap between second order and third order. So between any 2 orders, how much would be the time gap? That is what is frequency. Now, this will be 365 days upon number of orders. So number of orders we calculated, it is 4. So 365, if nothing is mentioned, you will take 365. In certain questions, they may ask you to take 360, 350, 300. Then you will take that day. Otherwise, you will take 365. So 365 upon number of orders, which is 4, you get 91.25. Perfect. Okay. So let us take 49th. Now in 49th or from 49 onwards, we have the discount category. Now within discount also there are 2 types of questions. One is where the discount is given as a percentage. And the second, where I call it as level wise discount. So 2 types of questions. One, discount is a percentage, like in the above question 4%. And the other is where the discount is for different levels. We will solve both type of questions. Okay, instead of 47, 51 has, besides discount, they have one more question. So there are 2 different questions covered in 51. So I'll take 51. You can just take a screenshot of this. Now, those whoever are already acquainted with the workings, please start doing the workings at your end so that it will also help you in comparing whatever you have understood, or when you are immediately given a question, are you able to handle it properly or not? Start solving it. Don't wait for my answer. My answer should be your cross check or reconfirmation of whether your calculations are right or not. Now, your factory buys and use a component for production at 10 per piece. So this is your purchase price. Annual requirement is 2000 numbers. Again, this is annual requirement. This is of your material only. So no problem. Carrying cost is 10% per annum. Ordering cost is 40. Now this 10% will be multiplied by 10 to find out your C, that is carrying cost per unit per annum. Now, till this part, you are given data for EOQ. So immediately you should start calculating EOQ on your calculators. The purchase manager argues that the ordering cost is very high. It will be advantageous to place a single order for the entire requirement. So he's proposing that we place a single order. Second is, he also says that if you order 2000 pieces, which is the annual requirement, 3% discount will be given by the supplier. So he's saying that in this single order, so single order means entire 2000 pieces would be ordered. The advantage of doing this is you will get a 3% discount. Now they are saying evaluate this proposal and make recommendations. So basically you have to opine whether this is correct or not, whether this is beneficial or not. Now here I will be adding one more question later, which is the main adjustment which I want. But first let us solve this. Great, I am already having answers. That's a good sign. So Tejashri and Sunidhi have already given me the answer of EOQ. So EOQ is 400. Students, I request that you all parallelly calculate on your calcs so that you all will also be abreast. Excellent. Tejaswin, Anurag, Harshita, very good. So 400 is my EOQ. Now see, this question is the follow-up of the previous question where a quantity of ROQ was given and you are supposed to find out the cost difference. Same thing is required here, but with one more adjustment, that is of percentage. So my steps would be same. In my first step, I'll find out the EOQ, which I have already done. So my first step is finding out EOQ. Here my EOQ is 400 numbers. Strangely, they have used the word numbers. You can say numbers, you can say quantity. Now in the second part, I will again repeat this process. That is, I will try to find out what is my total cost with the supplier's offer and total cost with EOQ. Here, interestingly, the answers may differ. Why they may differ? Because here the supplier is having a discount which was not there in the previous case. So here I will say supplier's offer. See, so I'm doing the same working with only change in terms. So what is supplier's offer? He is saying you buy the entire quantity in one installment. And the other one is your EOQ. So what is supplier's offer? You buy the entire quantity, I give you 3% discount. So this is our first evaluation. So supplier's offer is 2000 units with 3% discount. And EOQ, which we have already calculated, that is 400 units. Now, students, please understand your purchase cost formula is this. And as was pointed out in a previous query, that can we skip this? The answer I gave already in the previous queries. If the question also asks you the total cost of inventory policy, you should not skip. If it is only asking the difference, that is a cost saved or extra cost incurred, you can skip. But whenever it is a discount question, you can never skip. Why? Because this is also what is now going to change. How it is going to change? Now here in supplier's offer, AR is 2000. EOQ, AR is 2000. AR is not changing. But what is changing is the price. Now see, our original price is rupees 10 per piece. However, here it will be 10 minus 3%. Here it will be 10. Why? Because here there is no discount. Here there is a 3% discount. So when I'm now finding out my purchase cost, the purchase cost will differ because of this. So here it is 20,000 rupees, correct? Whereas here it should have been 20,000. But now it will be getting reduced by 3%, which is coming to 600. So now this will be 19,400. I hope this is clear. Very good. Tejaswin. Wow, Avni has even gone a step further. She has calculated the total cost. Excellent, beta. Very good. Now, this will be as it is. You take AR, which is 2000, divided by order size, which is 2000 here. So it is 2000 upon 2000 multiplied by C. How much was your C? ₹40. So it is 2000 upon 2000 into 40. So this will come to 40. Here it is 2000, which is AR, upon 800. Sorry, upon 400, which is your order size. So you'll get number of orders into 40. Here it is 2000 upon 2000 into 40. So it is coming to 40. Here it will be higher. Now, I'm not much interested in the AR. What is important in case of discount question is your carrying cost. So see, one, in discount question, this has changed. So one, what has changed in discount question is this. The second is this. How? Now, what is our formula for annual carrying cost. Our formula is order size upon 2 into C. When I'm saying order size, it is 2000 upon 2 into C. Now C is what? C is given as a percentage. Now C is given as a percentage of price. Now originally C was what? 10% of rupees 10. But now this 10 is getting reduced because of discount. Whereas here, the formula remains same. Your order size is 400 upon 2 into 10% of 10 because there is no discount here. So here the carrying cost remains same. Here even the carrying cost per unit has reduced. This is what we say. Pay attention, students. Discount affect carrying cost. What does it mean? So discount is affecting price. So price is getting reduced, fine. But because of reduction in price, since carrying cost is also expressed as a percentage of price, if price is reduced, carrying cost will also reduce. This is the meaning of discount affects carrying cost. Now, there could be certain sums where they will specifically write in the sum discount does not affect carrying cost. Had the question mentioned that, I would have taken simply 10% of 10, what I have done here. Now, this question says nothing. So we should always assume this, that discount is affecting carrying cost. So my price, which was 10, is reduced by 3%. And 10% of this is my carrying cost. So my carrying cost is also getting reduced. Students, I hope you have understood this. A very important point whenever you are dealing with discount sums and you have to find out the total cost. So yes, now your new carrying cost here is 0.97 because supplier has given discount. Super. So I've already started getting the answers. Tejaswin has given me an answer. Then Tejashri has given me answer. Sunidhi. Then Harshita. Good. So the answers which I'm getting is 2,400. Sorry, 20,400 and 20,410. So 20,400 is this and 20,410 is this. Yes, Anurag, correct. Good. Excellent, everyone. Fine, students. Now, Ishant has a conceptual question. I'll answer it. Ishan is saying, sir, why do we multiply this by half? So why we are taking order size upon 2? So either order size is divided by 2, you say this. Ishan is asking in his language, he's saying, sir, why order size is multiplied by half? Please understand, we want to find out carrying cost, which is for the whole year. Whole year, my stock, I do not know what is the stock. I'll just show you something which is very important. So see, this is my stores chart where here I am having days, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 10, day 50th. And this is my stock quantity. That is the stock balance which I'm having. Please understand this. Now, when I make purchase, assuming on the first day start, that is day 0, I have made a purchase. So when I make a purchase, my stock will increase because of the purchase quantity. So this quantity is my order size. Why order size? Because that is what I'm purchasing every time. And whatever I have purchased immediately on day zero, that much becomes my stock. So it is, you can call it as day zero or start of day one. So it is day zero. So start of day one, you have this much stock. Now, with every day, since you are consuming, same this point, since there is an outward every day for consumption, your stock quantity is reducing every day, every day, every day, every day. And on a particular day, it will become zero. But since you have already decided EOQ, you have decided the time gap, you have already placed the order, you have planned your inventory in such a fashion that the moment this becomes zero, again my next order will be delivered, which will be again equal to order size, whatever I'm selecting. So again, my stock will come here. Again, over the period, it will get depleted, become zero. Next order will come, it will come here, it will get depleted zero. Again, my order will come, it will be here. So this is going to be my stock position day wise. So every day, what is my stock position? You can determine from here. So this will be your stock position on any day, right? Now, I want to find out my carrying cost. Carrying cost is the cost of storing, you can say storing, handling the entire stock, and I want it for annual basis. Now, how will I find out my annual carrying cost? For this, I need to know what is my stock quantity, and then multiplied by C, which is carrying cost of 1 unit. So this is carrying cost of 1 unit per annum. And anyways, I want annual cost only. So I want this per unit per annum. Now, since carrying cost per unit, please understand this, is given to you, I have to multiply it by units. Which unit? Stock units, because I want to find out carrying cost, which is for stock. But as you can see here, my stock is fluctuating. Now, simple maths is whenever stock is fluctuating, what you do is you take the average. So what I need over here is my average stock. Because in any business, every day you will never carry the same stock because business is continuous in and out. Purchase, sale, purchase, sale. In this particular case, I need to find out average stock. Now, how is average stock calculated? So average stock will be calculated. Now again, simple maths, simple average is opening plus closing upon 2, or you can take maximum stock plus minimum stock upon 2. These are the two options, opening plus closing or maximum plus minimum. Now, if you see what is the maximum stock, Ishan, it will be this. What is this? Your order size. So order size, that is a quantity which I'm purchasing every time. What is your minimum stock, Ishan? Here, it is this. Sorry, which is 0. So I'm not written O. So let me write 0 upon 2. So finally, Ishan, what will be my average stock? Order size upon 2. That is what we take over here, which is your question. Why we multiply this by half? Because for calculating the carrying cost, I need to find out my average stock, and this is how it is computed. Is this clear to all? Ishan, I hope I've answered your question. You've got the clarity. I hope everybody else has understood this and they have also got the clarity on this point. Perfect. Excellent. So along with our practical solving, different adjustments, we are also going to some very important concepts. Now, coming to the second type of percentage discount or the discount question. So one is where the discount was given as a percentage. when it is given as a percentage, one is you reduce it in your annual purchase cost because that it is going to be reduced. Second, depending upon what is given in the question, you will or you will not reduce it from the carrying cost. When you will not reduce it from the carrying cost, when in the question they have specifically given carrying cost is not affected by discount, then you should not reduce it. If nothing is given in the question and carrying cost is given as a percentage of price, so what we did in the previous question, you should reduce it. Fine. Now coming to the second type of discount question. In this second type of discount question, you are not mentioned the discount expressly. Anywhere you will not find the word discount. But as you see, your price which is given is reducing. Why it is reducing? Because you are placing higher order. Now, this is a practical scenario. Wherever you decide to place higher quantity order, the supplier is inclined to give discount because he is also happy because more quantity is getting sold. So, as you are increasing your order size, the supplier is reducing the price, or in other words, giving you a discount. Now, in this, what is the question? So first, the data given is from the following particulars in respect of a particular item of material. So this is of material only. You are further given the annual requirement. So your annual demand for the material is 4,000. Your carrying cost is 20%. Now again, they are saying 20% of material cost per annum. Fine, we want this only. So in one of the questions, they said of average inventory. In another question, they said of per unit price. Here they are saying 20% of material cost. Perfect, we want this only. Don't get confused by any of these terminologies. And then the delivery costs per order. Now again, see, what they are giving you is your ordering cost. But here, instead of saying ordering, they use the word delivery. Please understand, students, all these mean the same thing, but this is how they can curate the question in a different manner. So if I want to curate a question differently, then these are the different terms which I will be using. Correct? Okay. So what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to calculate the best quantity to order. So indirectly, they're asking you Q. But interestingly, this formula which we have been using till now cannot be used here. They have asked you to find out what is the best quantity to order, which means EOQ. But I cannot use the formula of EOQ. Why? Because for using this formula, when I will be calculating C, how do you find out C? It will be 20%, which is your C given as a percentage, multiplied by purchase price. Correct? This is what we have been doing in all the previous questions. But the problem here is my price is fluctuating with the order size. Now, if my price is fluctuating in this EOQ formula, for finding out C, which price you will consider, because this price is fluctuating. So which price out of this you will consider? I don't know. Because why I don't know? Because I don't know the quantity which I'm going to order. In fact, this is what I have to decide. Out of this, which option should I go for? So it is a vicious circle. To find out the price which is required for calculating C, I need to know the quantity. But quantity is what I am trying to find out. For finding out quantity only, I need C, and for C, I need price. And again, price is connected to quantity. So it is a circle. That is why this formula cannot be used. But then how do I find out of these options, which option should I go for? I will do trial and error. What is trial and error? See, again, this same working I will repeat. This same working I am going to repeat. What is the working? I have to find out my total material cost. How? By adding up these three costs. The only thing is, here I do not have one order size. I have multiple purchasing options. So I do the same working again with all the options given in the question so that I am able to determine out of this which is the best option. Correct? So same working, calculation of total material cost. You may say total inventory cost. Now, the only difference is before order size, I will say levels because they have given me the data in levels. Then from these levels, I will determine my order size, or firstly, for each level, they have given us a price. So I'll write price. Then I will determine my order size. Once these three things are done, I will simply repeat these calculations. What is this? Annual purchase, annual ordering, annual carrying, and total. Because that is how we get the best option. So annual purchase, annual ordering, annual carrying, total material. Fine. Is this clear to all students? Now, here I want your help. So first is less than 250. So it means 0 to 249. Then 250 but less than 800. So it is 250 to 799. Then it is 800 to 1999. 2000 to 3999. 4000. Now, interestingly, they are saying 4000 and above. What is 4000 and above? There is nothing above because there will be no limit. So your end limit is this. What is this? This is your annual demand. Now, luckily, it is 4000 only. So I will write 4000. Had this been, let us say, 5000, for example, annual demand would have been 5000. I would have written here 4000 to 5000. Why? Because I will not purchase anything beyond 5000 because my annual demand is only that much. But here they have said 4000 and above, and my annual demand is also that. So I will write 4000 only. Now, 6, 5.9, 5.8, 5.7, 5.6. I have something in the question. Teachers in what you have given, I have not understood, but okay, I understood what you have given. Super better. Okay. Now the most important thing, students. Order size. See, this is very important because in your ordering cost and carrying cost in both formula, you require this order size. Now, what will be your order size? Firstly, let me give this column number. This is column A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now, what is your order size? Now, for this, you have two options. One is you can take average. What is average? Minimum plus maximum upon 2. Try to recall your statistics subject in your 9-10 standard plus in your CA foundation. Over there, whenever a range was given, we used to take average. One option is average, but here more practical option is take this lower range. So instead of taking average, we take the lower range. So lower range will be 250, 800, 2000, 4000. But here in the first case, the lower range is 0. Practically, there cannot be 0. Also, instead of 0, you can write 1 because nobody will buy 0. But still, practically taking 1 will be too small. So here you can take anything between this. So here I will take something which is near to the average. So I'll take 125. So for first only I'll take average. For others, I will take the minimum. Now this is very important because this order size will determine the other calculations. Now, once you have determined the order size, the remaining is mathematics. So AR is 4000 into purchase price. What is my purchase price? It is column B. So this is my formula for annual purchase cost. Now ordering cost is what? Ordering cost is AR, which is 4000 upon order size. Order size is column C into cost per order. My cost per order is 6. So cost per order is rupees 6. Carrying cost, it is order size, which is column C upon 2 into carrying cost. How much is my carrying cost? It is 20% of my purchase price. So it is 20% multiplied by, what is my purchase price? Purchase price is column B. So it is column B. So annual purchase cost is AR, which is 4,000 given into purchase price, which is column B. Annual ordering cost is AR, which is 4,000 upon order size, which is column C, into cost per order, which is 6 rupees. Carrying cost is order size, which is column C, upon 2 to give you the average stock, multiplied by your C, which is 20% of purchase price, which is column B. And then finally, I have D plus E plus F, which is my total material cost. So these are the workings. So I'm just taking a 5 minutes break. In that, I expect that you all give me the total cost and start working. Great. So I have multiple answers. I'm just reading out one of the answers. So the total cost, going sequence wise, 24,267, 23,843, 23,694, 23,952, 24,646. And the minimum cost is obtained at the level between 800 to 199. Is this clear, students? Same answers, everyone? More or less same. Slight variations maybe. More or less everyone is having same answers. Perfect. Great. So now, once this is done, let us proceed. Let me take one more question from material, and then we go to the employee cost. So 58 sum. This is the next very important practical aspect in material, that is the stock level. Now in stock level, the data that will be required will be your per day or per week consumption. Second, the data that would be required is your leg time. Now, from these two, you will be calculating different stock levels, which is reorder, maximum, minimum, if required, average, and at times they will also ask you to compute danger. Now, what data will be given? Acha, in the meantime, start giving me the formula for all these stock levels. So in the chat box, you can start writing the formula, whoever recalls. Now, what data is given? The reorder quantity is calculated. Now, see, when they are saying this, it means what they are asking you to do is EOQ. So, how to calculate EOQ? Again, we require carrying up ordering cost, which is 20 number of units purchased during the year. This is AR. Purchase price, including your transportation cost, is 50. And here, the best part is carrying cost given is per unit. So that is again good that they have already given you the carrying cost per unit. Otherwise, if it would have been given as a percentage, we would have converted it into per unit. Fine, that is okay. Now, once all this is given to us, we need to first find out EOQ before we proceed to find out the stock levels. Further data given is leg time, average. Please remember, students, average can also be taken as normal if normal is not given separately. This you have to keep in mind. Maximum, minimum. Now, this is something which will be required for calculating the danger level. So in the question, wherever danger level is asked, you should be given the emergency purchase leg time. Then what is your rate of consumption? Again, average is this, which can again be called as normal. Maximum is this. Now, if minimum is not given, we can calculate minimum. How? We have the formula of average, which is maximum plus minimum upon 2. Now, average is already given. So 25 is given. Maximum is already given. So 40 is given. Minimum, I don't know, upon 2. So 2 will come here, multiplied, it will become 50. 40 will come here, minus 50 minus 40. So I get my minimum consumption as 10 units per day. Fine, students. Achha, anybody calculated EOQ? Please give me the EOQ value also. Okay, Tejaswin has given good leads. Okay. Students, give me the EOQ also in the meantime. So I need to find out the stock levels. You should always start with ROL because other stock levels are linked with ROL. So it is maximum consumption multiplied by maximum lead time. Correct? Okay. Somebody, I think, has given me EOQ. Harshita is saying EOQ is 447. Using this data, others please confirm. So for the time being, I'm writing EOQ as 447. I think it is units. Yeah, it is units. Others in the meantime, please confirm. Okay. Sunidhi has also given me the formula. Anurag has confirmed 447. Tejashri has also given me the formula. Very good. Then Akanksha has confirmed UQ and Tejaswin has also confirmed UQ. Good. Perfect. So formula given by three of you all. So formula is ROL. I have already given maximum consumption into maximum lead time. Maximum level formula is ROL. That is why you should always first find out ROL plus your EOQ, which you have just calculated, minus minimum into minimum. Correct? Students? Then for minimum level, ROL average into average. And then danger level, it is average consumption, average or normal, into emergency lead time. Correct? So these are the formula as given correctly by three of you all. Now start giving me the answers. So answers and start giving me the answers, students. Okay. Tejaswin gives me the answer for ROL as 640 for maximum level. So here it is 640 units. Here it is 1007 units. Tejaswin has given these two values. Can we find ROL with average? No, Sunidhi, not here. Here ROL will not be calculated with average. ROL will be calculated with average in the previous formula where you are not supposed to find out the other stock level. So students, a very important point, ROL has two formula, one which we discussed earlier in the previous case, which was average consumption into average leg time plus safety stock. And now we are having a new formula of ROL where you are taking maximum into maximum. Please understand there are two formulae for ROL. Which formula to be used when? This is the main question. The answer is when you are given a stock level sum like this one, where all stock levels are required, where minimum, maximum, average, all things are given, you should take this formula, which is maximum consumption into maximum dead time. But where the question is a EOQ question, like all the previous questions, and with EOQ only one formula is asked, that is of ROL. And in that question, maximum consumption, maximum lead time, minimum consumption, minimum lead time, all these data is not given. In that case, the formula for ROL is average consumption into average lead time plus safety. So Sunidhi, thanks for raising this question. Students, I hope everybody else has got this answer. Okay, Abni has given me danger and minimum level also. So I'm writing, others may please confirm. So 340 and 100. So these are the answers 640, 1007, 340 and 100. Students, please check, confirm. Yes, Tejashri has confirmed. Tejaswin has also confirmed. Good. Shifi Mall has given me danger level. Good. Good. Fine. So students, these are the different questions that are normally asked. And one last question before we proceed, that is of inventory turnover ratio. How do you find out inventory turnover ratio? It is raw material consumption upon average inventory. Now, how do you find out raw material consumption? Opening plus purchase minus closing gives you raw material consumed. Or if you're directly given raw material consumed, no problem. So in this question, I'm already given raw material consumed. So I take raw material consumed 780 upon average stock. So average of opening plus closing. So opening plus closing upon 2. This gives you the average stock. So the average stock which I'm getting over here is 210 plus 160 is 370. 370 upon 2 is my average stock, which is 185. So my inventory turnover ratio, yes, Tejaswin has given me the answer. Sunidhi gave me average stock. Tejashri has confirmed the answer. Harshita has also confirmed the answer. Avni has also confirmed the answer. So answer is 4.21 times. Be very clear. Use the correct denomination. What is this 4.21 that you are getting? It is times. This is the number times the is turnover. Give me inventory turnover period. So those who have calculated this, give me the inventory turnover period. Yes, Tejaswin has given me the turnover ratio only. Ishan has confirmed this ratio. Anurag has confirmed. Tejashri has given me the inventory turnover period, which is 86.57, which is also confirmed by Tejaswin. But Tejaswin is giving me 86.69, whereas Tejashri has given me 86.57. There is some variation in your. Acha, I understood why. Because your turnover ratio is in a fraction. So it depends upon what fraction you have taken. So the answer for this is 86.57. What? Again, what? 86.57 days. How inventory turnover period is found out? It is 365 days divided by inventory turnover ratio. Take this, whatever is there on your calci, take the full decimals to get the precise answer. So inventory turnover period comes to 86.57. That is, in 86.57, my one cycle completes of purchase and consumption. Purchase and consumption. This is one cycle. Number of times this cycle moves, that is my inventory turnover ratio. That is why we call it as times. So number of times your cycle has moved and in what time gap one cycle is completed. So one cycle is completed in 86.57 days. Fine, students? Yeah, good. Shifi Mall has given me 5.78. She's saying I got average as 135, but 135 I don't think is an average. Okay, I understood why you got 135 because I think you have not seen this one. Here there is 160. You have taken this as 60. So that is why you got the average as 135. It is 160 with us. So now you'll get the average as 185 and now your answer will be correct. Shifimol, right? Okay, so students, this is all about your materials. Let me take you to employee. In employee broadly, there are two major type of sums. One is for calculating your earnings of the employee and the other is again the labor turnover ratio. We'll try to revise maximum adjustments in both these categories. So let me start with the first type or first category of question in labor, that is of computing the wages. Students, this is a very scoring topic, but yes, at the same time, it may be tricky because of the language. So let us be very thorough. Let us start with the first practice question, which is sum number 29. So there are three employees, XYZ, who are working in a manufacturing company. Their output details are given. So each one of them is producing this quantity of output. And most important, they have done this maybe in a week of 40 hours, right? So their actual time is 40 hours. See, this is what is important. You need to interpret the data correctly. So 40 hours is their actual time, and these quantities are their actual output. Now, the guaranteed rate, which is also called as the time rate or the guaranteed rate, is rupees 10 per hour. Now, the standard which is set by the employer is you should have produced 100 units in this week. You have to calculate the total earnings, that is the wages that these employees will get. You have to also calculate the labor cost per unit. And this you have to do under two plans, which is the most common plan that is asked in the exams. So we have completed material. Let us go to the employee. Now, I am given three employees and I need to find out total earnings per unit. I will add one more question so that we cover that adjustment also here. So my three employees are X, Y, Z. Particulars. Now, I have to find out total earnings. Then I have to find out, first I'll take what is the question, labor cost per unit. Labor cost per unit. And then I have to also find out, which is not given in the question, I'm adding effective earnings per hour. Now everything I have to do by two formula, I'll say rho 1, I'll say rho 1, I'll say rho 1. Now, earning is finding out the total wages. Recall the formula of I'll say it is actual time into time rate. Now within I'll say there are two percentages. Nothing is given. You can take the 50% wala percentage. Time saved into time rate. Rho 1 formula is actual time into time rate plus time saved upon standard time, again actual time into time rate. Now as you can see, for both these formulae, I need three different types of time. One is the actual time and the type. So that is what you can do it here itself. Standard, actual, time saved. Now standard given is, just check. Standard is 100 units per week. Your actual output is 96,111,126. Now, what we require is standard time, not standard units. Now, how do I find out standard time? That is what is important. Yes, because I will need time saved. How can I find out standard time? See, understand this. For 40 hours week, the employer has given you 100 units as your target. So this is the standard already given by the employer, that in a 40-hour week, you should produce 100 units. This is the standard given. Now I want to find out what is your standard time. How will I find out standard time? Now every employee has produced something. So if X has produced 96, how much time he should have taken? This will be the standard time for X. Similarly, Y. Y has produced 111. How much time he should have taken? That is the standard time of Y. Similarly, Z. Z has produced 126. How much time Z should have taken? This is the standard time of Z. So Standard given is in 40 hours, you are expected to produce 100. You have produced 96. So what would be standard time? You have produced 111. What would be standard time? You have produced 126. What would be standard time? Is this clear? Any doubts? So I've already got an answer for this. Tejaswin has given me some time details. I'm putting it. Everybody else, please confirm. So Tejaswin has given me 38.4. Okay, I have one more answer. Ishant has also given me. So let me just confirm. Ishant is not giving me answer. Yes, put something. Apportionment of standard time for each unit. Bapre. Keep it simple, beta. Yes, Tejashri has confirmed. Harshita has confirmed. Okay. So 38.4, 44.4, and 50.4. Correct? 38.4, 44.4, 50.4. 38.4, 44.4, 50.4. Now, what is the actual time taken by all? It is 40. Now, X is in negative. It means time saved is nothing. Y has saved 4.4 hours and Z has saved 10.4 hours. Is this clear? Understood by all? Anybody, any questions? Okay, Sunidhi has also confirmed. Great, Akanksha has also confirmed. Now, students, once you have got this, now you can proceed with the wages. So this is the formula, actual time into time rate. So actual time is 40. Time rate given the question was 10. So that is making your calculation easy. So actual time 40 for all multiplied by time rate, which is 10. Then 50% multiplied by time saved into time rate. So this is the formula for Halsey. For row 1, it is actual time into time rate, which will be 40 into 100, and then time saved upon standard. Now, please understand for X, this part, the second part, which is the bonus part in the formula, will be 0 because X has 0 time saved. There is negative, but we don't consider it as negative. We make it nil. So X will only get the basic time wages. Y and Z will get the time wages plus the bonus. So students, start giving me the answers of total wages. Super, you all are very fast. Okay. Tejaswin has given me answers. Let me confirm. Okay, Harshita is confirming. So I'll put down the answers of Tejaswin 400, 444, 504. Tejaswin, I don't agree with this. No, I agree. Correct. 400, 444, 504. This is the Halsey wages. Give me Rowan. Give me Rowan, students. Ishant is saying, sir, I got 4660. Okay, Ishant, I'll calculate for you. 422. Harshita, I did not get your answer. I think you are giving answer for Rowan. Should I take it as answer of row 1 for the time being? 422, 439, 440, 400. This is what Arshita has given, and I'm assuming this is the answer she has given for row 1. Sunidhi, your answer is of row 1 again. I think so. Students, please confirm. I'm getting slightly different answers. Just confirm. Okay. In the meantime, Ishan, I'll solve one case for you. So, for I'll say, Ishan, where you had a doubt, you said for Y you are getting 4660. So let me do it for Y for you, right? So actual time for Y is 40 into time rate is 10 plus 50% of time saved is 4.4 again into time rate is 10. So this is 400 beta. This is 50% of this. So it is coming to 4.4 into 10 is 44. So it is 422. Correct. So this answer is of, I'll say, 422. So let me now do for Z also again. 40 into 10 plus 50% of time saved is 10.4 into 10. So this is again 400 plus this is 104. Half of that is 52. So 452. So this answer is 452. Others are also corrected by this. Please make correction, students. Ishan, I hope you have understood. I'll say 422, 504. Tejashri, why you are getting 504? I'll say I didn't get 504, but I'm getting in I'll say 452. Let me correct myself also if I'm wrong. 110.4 is the time saved, if I'm right. Yes, 10.4 is my time saved into 100, which is 104. 104 ka आधा is 52. So 452. How am I getting 504, Tejashri? I think you'll have not made 50%. They just win. Yes, you did not take 50%. That is where the whole gadbad is. 439, 482.5. 439, 482.5. Okay. 439, 482.5. Let me do it for everyone. Row 1 for Y, actual time into time rate, and here also actual time into time rate. So this part is same in row 1 plus time saved, which is 4.4 upon standard time, which is 44.4. Correct? So this is 400. This is 10% of 400, so 40. So what I'm getting is 440. So 439 is okay. Z again 40 into 10, and here also 40 into 10, but here it is 10.4 upon 50.4. So this will require some calculation. Requesting at your end. Ishant is saying 404.36 for what, beta? 404.36 for what? 404.36. Ishant, please specify which plan, which employee. Yes, everybody, Tejashri made similar mistake. You all did not take 50%. Sunidhi is saying 440, 483, 440. Okay, so Nidhi, this answer is 440 and 483. Understood. 440, 483. Perfect, Nidhi. I'm also getting similar answer. Okay, good. Super. Very good. 400, 440. Perfect. No, Sanvi beta, your any previous message is not visible. Only this message is visible where you are saying, sir, is my message visible? Only this message is visible, beta. Perfect, students. So now you all have got the workings. Now, this is the total earnings. Total earnings means your wages under the respective plan. This is what is total earnings. Correct? Now, what we need to also find out is you may be asked to find out labor cost per unit. Okay, I'll just give one single figure 440, 483. So these are my final answers. Now, you are asked labor cost per unit. How is labor cost per unit calculated irrespective of plan? It is your total earnings which you calculated above upon output what everybody has produced. So 400 is the earning of X under Halsey. And what is the output of X? Output of X is 96. So output of X is 96. Correct? Now, I need to find out labor cost per unit. How will I find out? Earnings. So earnings of X is 400 divided by 96. Again, 400 divided by 96. This will give me the labor costs per unit of X. Now here Y's output is 111. So divide the earnings by 111. You will get the labor cost per unit of Y. And for Z it is 126. So output of Z is 126. So divide this by 126. You get the labor cost per unit. So this is how you find out labor cost per unit. So it may also be called as average labor cost per unit. It may also be called as cost per unit to the company. All mean the same. Great. So Tejaswin has given me some answer. Ishant has given. Harshita has given. So there are answers. Ishan again has added one more answer. Tejashri has given me answer. Okay. I'm just putting down the answers. You all may cross check. So 4.17, 3.8. 4.17, 3.8, 3. These are the answers. Slight variation could be there in decimals. Then 4.16, 3.96, 3.82. Students, these are the answers I'm having. Ishant is saying, sir, you are not visible. Oh, am I not visible, students? I don't know because I cannot see myself because I'm looking at both the screens parallelly plus your chat box. Sunidhi responded visible. Okay, good. Tejashri is also saying visible. So Ishan, some issue may be at your end. Please check. Okay, people have confirmed that I'm visible. Now, let me take you to the next working, which is not asked in this sum, but I have added just because that may be asked in some other sum. So it is total earnings upon actual hours. So whenever they ask you what is your effective earnings per hour, so that will be our total earnings upon actual hours. Now, what is the actual hours? So we already have this total earnings. So this will be now divided by your hours for which you have actually worked. So what is this actual hours? So everybody has worked for 40 hours. So simply divide this earnings by 40 hours. You get the answer. So effective earnings per hour given to me by Tejaswin, 10, 10.55, 11.3. So this is 10.55, 11.3. This is, I'm assuming Tejaswin, this is for Halse. Rowan, this is 10, 10.991, 12.063. So these are the answers given to me by Tejaswin. Others may please confirm. So Tejashree has confirmed 10, 10.55, 11.3, 10, 11, 12.7, 10.55. ठीक है. So similar answers. Sunidhi has also confirmed. Akanksha confirms. Shifi Mola confirms. So Shifi Mall is also having similar answers, some decimal difference. Okay, perfect students. So I hope you all got these working. So one is total earnings, that is the wages as per the respective plan. And then the final answers, which may be the labor cost per unit, or it may be labor cost per hour, which is the effective earnings per hour. Fine. Understood by all? Anybody wants me take a screenshot of this for their future reference. Let us still then go to the next one. Take up 31. Just read a question which is in Halse Rowan only, but with some calculation variation. 31. Okay. Read 31. An interesting question. Okay. Once you have gone through this, let us go to the details. Very interesting question. A worker takes 9 hours. See, you have to interpret the language. When it is saying you take 9 hours, it means it is your actual hours, correct? Now, when it says it takes 9 hours, so it is your actual hours. Now, what further it says? 6 hours, sorry, a worker takes 9 hours to complete a job on daily wages and 6 hours when he's put on scheme. So this is also actual, but the difference is this 9 hours is your actual when you are on daily wages, that is without any incentive. And this is when you are put on a scheme of payment. Now, this is interesting. Both are actual hours, but when we will proceed further, you will realize that this actual hours, which is 9, will now be treated as standard hours for the purpose of computing your other details. So this is going to be interesting. So please pay attention. See, this is where the language plays a role in your questions. And this is what I have been informing you, that in exams, you have to be very, very clear with the language part, because language is the key to solving correctly your answers. Now, so workman is taking 9 hours when he is on daily wages, that is without incentive, 6 hours when he is on some incentive. His hourly rate is 25. I'm just making it rupees. It is not P, it is rupees. So it is 25 rupees per hour. Now, the material cost is rupees 4. Factory overheads are recovered at the rate of 150% of total wages. And the factory costs under the different plans, you have to calculate time rate, Halsey, and Rowan. Now, interestingly, for Halsey Rowan, we require time saved, and this is where this actual hours under the daily wages will now be treated as standard hours. So, for the purpose of Halsey Rowan, time saved is standard time minus actual time. So, it will be 9 minus 6 is equal to 3 hours. So, see, this is the language adjustment, students, which I was talking about, where you have to be very particular. Yes, they just when it is 25 paise because it is some from a book which had this some uh, past university Madras University question was this there. So they had taken in paise, but as I said, I'm converting this into rupees. So you have to, while solving this, we will take it as rupees instead of paise. Correct? Fine, beta. I hope that should be okay with you. Okay. Now, what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to calculate factory cost. So let us do that. So calculation of factory cost under time rate method or time wages method, I'll say plan, row one plan. Now, how do we find out factory cost? We know it is material cost, it is labor cost, plus it is factory overheads. Correct? So slightly cost sheet is also involved in this. This will give me my factory cost. Okay. Now again, just I'm modifying the question slightly. 4 rupees, please read it as 400. So this is 400 material cost. Labor cost, I will have to calculate. So working note, calculation of labor cost, which is under time wages, that is normal time, actual time into time rate, then under Halsey plan and under row one plan. Halsey, we already saw the formula, actual time into time rate plus 50% of time saved into time rate. Row one plan also we saw actual time into time rate, actual time into time rate, and then time saved upon standard. Now, this is 9 hours, which is the actual time here. But here, the same thing becomes 6 hours. I hope you all now understand and remember this. What is my time rate? Time rate is rupees 25. So into rupees 25 is your labor cost here. Here into 25 plus 50% of time saved here is 3 into 25, 50% of this. Again here into 25, again 6 into 25, and time saved is 3 upon standard time is 9. So students, what is interesting is what is actual hours in your time wages has become standard hours in your incentive. See, this is what you have to interpret and understand from the language given. So this is how you find out your labor cost. And once you find out your labor cost, overheads is given as 150% of labor cost. So labor cost multiplied by 150% will give you your factory overheads, and total of material labor overheads will give you your factory cost for the respective option. Is this clear to all? Anybody having any doubts or questions, please ask. Anybody, any questions, students? So Tejaswin has given me answers. Okay, he is giving me the factory cost directly. Or is it your labor cost? Tejaswin, the answer that you have given is of labor cost. Okay, no, it is factory cost. So here he has given 962.5, 868.75, and 900. So these are the answers given. Please cross-check, students. Or if anybody has calculated labor cost, you can give me the labor cost also so that others can get stepwise answers. Okay, Harshita has given me labor cost 225, 187.5. So 225, 187.5, and 200. So Harshita has given me the labor cost. Shifi Mall is confirming this labor cost. Tejashri is confirming labor cost. Anurag is confirming labor cost. And Tejaswin has also confirmed the labor cost. Good. So once you've got labor cost, I think other things will fall in place. So 225, 150% of 225, and then the total of this should make up your factory cost. Fine, students. Hope this is clear to all. You may take a screenshot of this for your future reference. So let me proceed. Yes, correct, Tejaswin. Yes, Tejaswin, correct. Okay. Hmm. Chalo. Now we'll take a different type of sum. Now in the previous sum, you are given the data, you calculated factory cost. Now 34 is something interesting. So this is how the questions are there. Everything revolves around Halsey-Rowan calculation, but with a pinch of salt, right? Now, what is this pinch of salt? Let us see. So pay attention. Now, what have they given to you? In a factory, there are two workmen, A and B. They are making the same product using the same material. So obviously, since the factory is same, the output is same, both are employed in the same work. Both are paid under Rowan plan. Now the time allotted, now see these are the parallel terms. So time allotted is standard. Time taken is actual. So time allotted is standard. So what is the standard? It is 40 hours. So the time allotted for this work is 40 hours. A has done the work in 25 hours. B has done the work in 30 hours. So these are the time taken, that is actual time. Now, interestingly, they have said the factory cost of this product when A is making comes to 193, whereas when B is making 5, the overhead is charged at the rate of rupee 1 per man hour. You are supposed to find out what will be the wage rate. Also, what would be the material cost? Now, interesting. So the point is, in the previous question, they had given material cost, they had given wage rate, everything was given. We made a cost sheet to find out the factory cost. Here we have to go ulta. Here factory cost is given and we have to go back and find out what would be the wage rate, what would be the material cost. Understand the students? Correct? Fine. So see, you have to find out the wage rate. Let it be Y, which will be wage rate. Y is your per hour wage rate, whatever Y will come to. And cost of material, let it be X. So rupees X is your material cost and rupee Y per hour is your wage rate. Now, what have they given in the question? They have given you the factory cost. So we already know factory cost is made up of direct material, direct wages, and factory overheads. Now we don't know this and we cannot calculate this because we do not have the wage rate. And that is where we have assumed two things, correct? So just keep this in mind. Now, with the assumption, let us calculate the labor cost. Labor cost for A, for B. Now remember, our formula is rho 1 plan. And under rho 1, the formula is 80 into TR, 80 into TR plus time saved upon standard. Correct? Now for A and B, standard minus actual time saved. What was the standard given in the question? The standard was 40. What was the actual given? For A, it was 25. For B, it was 30. So my time saved here is 15. Here it is 10. Now I apply the Rowan formula. It is what? Actual time I know into time rate I don't know, which I have assumed as Y. Plus, what is the time saved? 15 upon what is the standard? 40 into again 25 into Y. Similarly for B, what is the time taken? Actual time is 30 into time rate Y because I don't know. 10 upon 40 into 30 into Y. Done. So tell me, what will be your labor cost for both? How will factory overheads be computed? It is given as rupee 1 per man hour. So it will be rupee 1 into actual time for A or B. So it is rupee 1 into 25 hours. So it will be rupees 25. For B, it will be rupee 1 into 30 hours. It will be rupees 30. Correct? Students, Tejaswin has given me the answer. Okay, Tejaswin, let us go step by step. Give me this labor cost first so that I can give the working to others who need it. Tejashree, you have also given me something very advanced. Let us start from basic. What is the labor cost? 34.375Y here, given by both of you, that is Tejaswin and Tejashree both. 37.5 Y is here. Correct? Now, once I've calculated the spare parts, let me go to the finished product. What is finished product? Finished product is factory cost. A, B. Now, factory cost of A is given. It is coming to 193.75 and for B it is 205. Correct? Now, how do we find out? Direct material, which I don't know, so it is X assumed by us, plus direct labor, which we have just computed. So it is 34.375Y and 37.5Y plus factory overheads, which we just computed 25 and 30. 25, 30. Now simply what I will do is I will do subtraction, which is A, I will subtract from B because B is having a greater value. Okay. So how much will I get? It is 11.25. X and X will get cancelled. Here I will get 3.125y and plus 5. Just do the corrections. Huh? I'm just making it oral. Sunidhi confirmed. Harshita confirmed. Shilpimal also confirmed. Great. Now just give me calculations because I'm doing it orally, but I think I'm correct. So this is 6.25 because this 5 when it comes here, it will get subtracted. 3.125y. Therefore, y is equal to rupee 2, which is my time rate. Therefore, I had assumed y as time rate. So it is coming as rupees 2. Shifrimol is saying, so labor cost for B, I got 31.25. But how can you get labor cost of B as 31.25? You have already given me, Shifrimol, labor cost of B as 37.5y. You have yourself given me 37.5y. Now you are saying it is coming as 31.25. But it is 37.5y. I also gave you the calculation. Please check others. 37.5y. I am also getting. Yes, they just win. You had already given me the answer. So I'm also getting the same answer. Confirmed by Tejashri also. Confirmed by Sunidhi also. And by Harshita also. And Tejashri and Sunidhi have also given me the material cost, which is coming as rupees 100. So I've got the value of y. Now, when I substitute the value of y here in any of these equations, so these are my two equations, I will get the value of x. So the value of x, which I'm getting, is rupees 100, which is my direct material cost. Yes, confirmed by Tejaswin also. So students, this is the answer. So this question is, you can say same like the previous question. The only difference was in previous question, we were given data. So we computed by cost sheet the factory cost. Here, factory cost was given, but the data was missing, like the wage rate, the material cost. So we went backward using simple mathematical simultaneous equation, and we computed the missing values. That is the time rate, wage rate for employees, that is rupees 2 per hour, and the material cost, which is rupees 100. Right? I hope everybody understood. Anybody having any questions? Just give me a minute. You all can put. So students, I hope you are getting this, right? Let us now So all are then also one type of cases. Now we go to the next part of your labor, which is the calculation of turnover rates, the labor turnover ratios or labor turnover rates. So let me take question 38, which is word problem. Generally, word problem is confusing. So I'm taking this. So during October 21, the following information is obtained from the personnel department of a company. The labor force at the start is 1900, at the end is 2100. Now, the data given is during this period, the data is 25 people left the job, 40 were discharged, 280 workers engaged, out of which 30 were appointed in the vacancies created by the number of workers separated, and the rest on account of expansion. Now you are asked to compute the labor turnover ratio, correct? Under all the methods. Now, students, whenever labor turnover ratio is required, the first and the foremost thing you should do is you should cross-check this opening closing balance, because there is a possibility that there could be some missing data in this opening closing, correct? So let me give you the format. So calculation of labor turnover ratio. But in this first, we should do this working of opening workers minus who are separated. Separated may have different reasons, so we will add plus total accessions. Now in total accessions, there are two. One is replacement and one is the new recruits. And this should match up with my closing number of workers. So you should always cross-check this. Even though it is given in the question, there is a possibility that there could be some missing link in this. Let's see. So opening is given as 1900, closing is given as 2100. Now during the people 25 left, 40 discharged, correct? So 25 left, 40 discharged. I don't know whether there will be some missing values. I'm just not concluding. Then total 280 workers were engaged. So total people hired is 280. Now the breakup of this 280 is out of which 30 were appointed in the vacancy created and the rest were because of expansion. So the breakup of this is 30 are appointed in vacancy created, so they are replacement. And the balance, that is 250, is the new recruits which are coming because of expansion. Now, I know opening, closing, I know this. So this I can find out as a balancing figure. So you should always do that. First, you should find out this as your balancing figure. Why? Because the moment you find out the balancing figure, then you are able to see if any data is missing. If, right? So let us find out what should be the balancing figure. So 1900, 2100. So it has increased by 200. So this should come to 80. Right? Then only your opening closing matches. Now, is this total coming to 80? 40 plus 25, 65, is it coming to 80? No. So it means there is some 15, which is balancing figure. That is it. They may have passed away, or for some reason, they may have left the organization, or they are removed, or they have retired, whatever. So balancing figure is 15. So this is the important thing that you should keep in mind. I hope this is clear. Now, once I find out this, I find out average workers, which is opening workers, closing workers upon 2. 2000 method. Correct? Now, once you have done all this preparatory part, now you can start calculating the ratios. So first is by the separation method. The formula is number of workers separated upon average into 100. Then replacement, number of workers who are replaced upon average workers into 100. Then a flux. Flux is nothing but aggregate of these two. So it is separation plus replacement upon average. Then you take another, which is accession method, which is number of accessions upon average, and then flux, which is separation plus accession upon average. So if I go by the first formula, which is number of separated, how much is separated? It is 80. So 80 upon 2000 into 100 is my first answer. Then if I go by replacement, replacement is only this. So 30 upon 2000. Then flux of this. So flux means simply total. So 80 plus 30 upon 2000. Correct? So I have some inputs. Good. Tejaswin has already given me answers. Tejashri is also giving me. Tejashri, is it 40% or 4? Just confirm. Tejashri. Now, when I go by accession, accession is 280. So it is 280 upon 2000 into 100. And then finally, flux of separation, which was 80 plus accession, which was 280. So this I'm getting as 4%. This I'm getting as 1.5%. This I'm getting as 5.5%. This I'm getting as 14%. And this I'm getting as 360, 18%. So Tejaswin has already given me the answer. So it is matching with, my answers are matching with Tejaswin. Yes. Kirupa has also given the answer. So my answers are matching with her also. Tejashri, my answers are matching with her also. Then Shifimol, perfect. My answers are matching with you also. Sanvi, my answers are matching with you also. Perfect. So students, okay, few more have given answers. Anurag, yes, matching. Harshita, yes, matching. Perfect. Students, I hope you all are understanding. Yes, everybody getting what I'm trying to explain and getting all the formulae, all the answers. Yes, please take a screenshot. Okay, Kirupa said yes, sir. Tejashri said yes, sir. Okay. Okay. So, oh, good question. So one more last question, students. An interesting one. Need some slight, I'll say, focus, pay attention. So 40. An article passes through 5 hands operations. So it is, you can say, like a process. From 1 it goes to 2, from 2 it goes to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. Now, the time required per article in each of these processes is given. The worker who is working in these is given. The wage rate of the worker is given. Now, the factory is having a 40-hour week schedule. So in a week, it operates 40 hours. Now, this is important. The production target is 600 tons. Prepare a statement showing, very important, pay attention, prepare a statement showing for each operation how many number of, now actually here I believe it should be number of operators. That is workers who are required. So what are they asking? Statement showing for each operation, prepare a statement for each operation, and in total, the number of workers required. So how many workers are required in each operation and in total, and the labor cost per dozen, total labor cost per week to produce the targeted. Perfect. Statement showing labor calculation. Operations 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, they've asked me to find out how many operators will be required. Number of operators required. Now, how can I find out number of operators required? So see, they have given me target. In a week, they want to produce 600 dozens. Remember this. Now, one worker requires 15 minutes to produce one unit. So I'm talking about operation 1. In operation 1, one unit requires 15 minutes. When I say one unit is equal to 15 minutes, it means in 1 hour, how many units I can produce? I can produce 4 units. Correct? Now, how many units I have to produce? I have to produce 600 dozen. So 600 into 12. Students, read questions minutely. So it becomes 7,200 units. How many hours? This is the question. So one unit require 15 minutes. So in 1 hour, I should be making 4 units. I need to make 7,200 units. So how many hours required? It will be simply 7,200 divided by 4. Once I divided by 4, I will get 1,800 hours. Correct? Now see the fun. I need to find out number of workers. Now, how will I find out number of workers? Number of workers will be, I require total 1,800 hours of work. Please pay attention. I require 1,800 hours of work. When I'm working 1,800 hours, I will be producing 7,200. Simple. Now, important is, my factory operates in a week for 40 hours. So in 40 hours week, I need to make 1,800 hours work so that I can produce 7,200 units. How? So if I divide 1,800 by 40, what I will get is 45 workers. In other words, in operation number 1, if I have 45 workers, each worker working 40 hours because the week is of 40 hours. So how many hours of work will I get with these workers? The work which I'll get with these workers is of 1800 hours. And from 1800 hours, I will get the output of 7200. So this is how I will reach to the number of workers. Yes, Shifimon, perfect. So this is how you find out number of workers for each operation. Same format you apply, you'll get number of workers for operation 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct? Clear, students? So 45 workers here. Teachers will have come at the end. How? Okay. ठीक. Now, what is the other question which is asked? So one is I'm supposed to find out for each operation and in total. So total is once you find for each operation, you have to simply add up. That will be total number of workers. So here, once I get for each operation, once I add up this number, I will get total. So my first answer will be complete, each operation and total. Now, what is my second? Second answer is the labor cost per dozen and the total labor cost per week to produce the targeted output. Now, how this will be done? First, I'll find out total labor cost per week. How? I am given wage rate per hour, which is 65. So I'll just change this. It is to, let us say, rupees 6.5 per hour, 5.5 per hour, 4.5 per hour, 4 per hour, 3.5 per hour. Just I'm changing because these are very beautiful sums, but from some very old books. Okay, Shant has given me something 75 and 30. So here I have got 45 workers. Okay, Shant is giving me 70 workers here. And he's saying 30 workers here. Okay, correct. You're right. 3 and 5. Multiply by 3 divided by 5. 30 divided by 5. 70. But I think I'm getting 75 here. Huh? Just cross check. Yes, 75 only you have written. I've written 70 by mistake. So it is my fault. It is 75. Yes, I'm getting 75 here. Yes, divide by 3, multiply by 2. Divide by 3, multiplied by 6. So 90 workers. Divide by 3, multiply by 4. 60 workers. So this is what I'm getting, students, with this calculation. Correct? Now, we have to find out labor cost per week. Now, how that I can find out? So let us say wage rate for operation 1 is 6.5 per hour. And how many hours I'll be requiring in this operation? It is 1800 hours. So 1800 hours total labor cost per week. So here the total hours of working I require is 1800. Wage rate is 6.5. So you'll get the labor cost. And then they have asked for labor cost per dozen. How I will get this? So this is my answer, labor cost per week. I'll take this labor cost. This is because this is my total earnings per week. And I will divide it by number of dozens. How many dozens I need to produce? 600 dozens. So I will get my labor cost per dozen. Now this I'll do first operation wise, and then I will add up this. This will give me the total for the company also. Okay, so I'm getting some answers. I suppose Ishan has given me 300 as total. Yes, maybe. Ishan, 300 should be the total. So 300 is this number of workers as per Ishan. Then Ishan, what is 11,719.5? Please make it specific, Bida. I'm not able to track. I think you are giving me the labor cost of the first operation 11,700. Tejaswin has also confirmed this, so I believe it is the same. So 11,700 is the labor cost here. And then again, Ishan, you have given me 19.5. So I suppose it is your labor cost per dozen. Okay, super. Perfect. Tejashri has confirmed this. Okay, perfect. So students, this is how you will get your answers. So first you find out number of workers, you find out wages per week. This wages per week divided by 600 dozens will give you wages per dozen. That is labor cost per dozen. And how to find out number of workers, number of hours? This will be the structure to be used. This structure will be applied for each operation independently to get the hours also, which will be required for calculating labor cost and eventually the number of workers also. Is this clear? Again, this was an interesting question, students. Slightly different, but yes. Any further questions, students? Anybody wants to know any other concept? Anybody has any doubts? No? Sir, how we get 12? Sanvi beta, they have said 600 dozens. So dozen means 12, na? So I have to multiply it by 12 to get total number of pieces. So that is why, well, asking for this, it is the units in one dozen because 600 is dozen. So converting into units will require multiplying it by 12. Perfect, Tejaswin. Yes. Any further questions, students? No? Excellent. So students, I think you all were able to revise thoroughly everything. Yes. So with this few set of questions which I selected, we are able to revise all important practical uh, formulae, all different types of adjustments, though there would be multiple things. I'll request you all to go through past exam papers, MTPs, RTPs, everything, right? So thank you all students. Please study well, study with full discipline. Now we are having our exams next because the previous exams results are out. So it is now our turn. And this is the best period to revise it. Please do it. We at BOS are there always for helping you out. If you have any issues, any queries, you may post it. We will try to take up your queries and resolve everything. But please study. We wish you all the best of results in the immediate attempt. We wish that you all should clear in the very first attempt which you are giving with us. And yes, okay. Oh, Tejaswin, thank you. You got 70 marks in tax. Thank you. It is my pleasure to be part of your success. So we at BOS are strongly aspiring that we should be able to help you get the best possible education, best possible experienced faculties, and giving you the proper guidance at obviously no cost. And most importantly, with all the experienced faculties, as would have experience in all the other sessions, also other subjects, also, I assure you the best of success. The only requirement is please keep studying regularly, keep studying in a disciplined manner. Fine. So all those who have cleared in the previous declared results, My best wishes and congratulations to all of y'all. And please keep studying hard. I want to see every one of you clearing inter in this upcoming attempt, whatever group you are giving, and then starting your next journey. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you all. Yes, sir. It is done from my side, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Manishi.
Recording stopped.